Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something powerful today. You don't have to make noise to make progress. In a world where everyone wants to show what they're doing, what they've achieved, and how far they've come, I'm here to tell you that true success doesn't shout. It whispers. You don't have to post your every move. You don't have to explain your every step. You just have to build yourself quietly, brick by brick, day by day, when nobody's watching. Silence is power. Your growth doesn't need to be announced. In today's world, everyone seems to be racing to show off what they're doing, posting every move they make and seeking validation from strangers online. But the truth is, real growth doesn't happen in the spotlight. It happens in the shadows, in the moments when nobody is clapping for you, when no one is watching, when you're fighting battles within yourself. Silence is not weakness. It's a sign of strength, discipline, and focus. When you build yourself quietly, you give yourself the space to grow without the pressure of other people's opinions. You protect your dream from premature exposure. You keep your energy sacred, and that's how you gain real power. When you're silent, you learn to listen, not just to others, but to yourself. You begin to hear your own thoughts clearly, your heart's true desires, and your purpose without the noise of the world interfering. The quiet moments teach you self-awareness. They give you direction, because when you constantly announce your every move, you open yourself to criticism, jealousy, and distraction. You lose the purity of your mission. Not everyone wants to see you win, and sometimes the best way to protect your peace is to move in silence. Let your progress be invisible until it's undeniable. Let your results speak so loudly that you don't have to say a word. Harvey once said that the grind is supposed to be lonely. When you're working on something great, people won't always understand it. They might question your silence. They might think you've fallen off, but in reality, you're just preparing for your comeback. You're just putting in the work quietly, without the need for applause. The most successful people in the world don't talk about what they're doing. They just do it. They let their achievements speak for them. You don't need to prove yourself with words when your actions are powerful enough to tell your story. Silence also gives you power because it helps you stay grounded. When you're constantly talking about your goals, you release energy that should be used for action. You start to feel satisfied just by talking instead of doing. That's why staying quiet keeps you hungry. It reminds you that there's still work to be done. Silence keeps you humble, focused, and connected to your vision. It allows you to fail in private, learn your lessons, and come back stronger without the world watching your every mistake. Every great transformation happens in private before it's seen in public. The seed grows underground long before it breaks through the soil. The same is true for you. Your growth starts in silence before the world ever sees the results. When you build quietly, you protect your energy. You're not competing with anyone. You're improving yourself. You stop caring about what others think, and that gives you freedom. You start valuing progress over praise, discipline over display, and substance over style. You learn that the most powerful people aren't the loudest. They're the calmest. They know that real confidence doesn't need validation. When you're sure of your path, you don't need to announce every step. You just keep moving forward. So embrace the silence. Let it shape you, guide you, and strengthen you. Learn to enjoy working behind the scenes, because that's where your character is built. Remember, every diamond forms under pressure in the dark. Your time will come, but until then, work quietly, grow privately, and let your success do the talking. Silence is not emptiness, it's preparation. It's the space where your greatness is being formed. And when it's time for you to shine, the world will see what silence helped you create. Work on your mindset every day. Confidence is built in private, Every great success story starts in the mind long before it becomes reality. The way you think determines the way you live. Your mindset is the foundation on which your entire life is built. If your thoughts are weak, your actions will be weak. If your thoughts are powerful, your life will reflect that power. That's why you have to work on your mind every single day. Because the mind is like a muscle. It grows stronger with consistent training. You can't think negative and live positive. You can't fill your mind with doubt and expect confidence to grow. The battle for success isn't out there. It's in here, in your mind, in your attitude, in what you believe about yourself when nobody's watching. Confidence is not something that magically appears. It's something you build quietly over time. It comes from keeping promises to yourself, from doing what you said you would do even when it's hard. Every time you push through fear, every time you get up after failing, every time you stay consistent when no one is clapping for you, you're building confidence in silence. Confidence is built when you face your weaknesses, when you confront your fears, when you stop comparing yourself to others and start competing with who you were yesterday. Nobody can give you real confidence. It's something you earn through effort and discipline. Your mind is the engine that drives your destiny. If you fill it with doubt, it will stall your progress. But if you fill it with belief, it will take you anywhere you want to go. Every morning when you wake up, your thoughts are either working for you or against you. That's why you have to take control of them. Feed your mind with positivity. Speak life over yourself. Say, I was made for this. I will not give up. Words are powerful. They create your reality. The more you tell yourself you're capable, the more your mind starts to believe it. And once your mind believes it, your body follows. But here's what most people get wrong. Confidence doesn't come from showing off. It comes from showing up. It's not built in the crowd, it's built in the quiet. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. You don't have to announce your dreams or brag about your plans. Just work on yourself silently. Practice your craft. Read, learn, grow, improve. Each day that you work in silence, you're laying another brick of confidence. One day people will see the finished building and think it happened overnight, but you'll know the truth. You built it piece by piece when no one was paying attention. You have to protect your mindset the way you protect your home. Don't let negativity move in. Don't entertain doubt, fear, or comparison. Be mindful of what you watch, what you listen to, and who you surround yourself with, because everything you consume becomes a part of your thinking. Surround yourself with voices that lift you up, not those that tear you down. When your environment supports your mindset, your growth becomes unstoppable. Confidence also comes from gratitude. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you train your mind to see abundance instead of scarcity. Gratitude changes your perspective. It reminds you that you've already overcome so much, that you're capable of more than you think. Every small win you celebrate adds to your inner strength. Every failure you learn from adds to your wisdom. That's how quiet confidence grows. It's not loud or arrogant. It's calm, steady, and unshakable. So work on your mindset every day. Challenge your thoughts. Replace fear with faith. Replace excuses with effort. Remember that confidence isn't a show. It's a feeling of peace that comes from knowing you're becoming better than you were yesterday. Build it quietly, protect it fiercely, and let it shine naturally. Because when your mind is right, everything else in your life starts to fall into place. Remove distractions and stay focused on your goals. In life, distractions are everywhere. Some are loud and obvious. Others are quiet and sneaky. They come disguised as opportunities, people, entertainment, or even habits that feel comfortable but steal your time and attention. The truth is, focus is the difference between average and extraordinary. Every successful person you admire mastered one thing, they learned how to stay focused. They learned how to say no to things that didn't serve their purpose. They learned that every minute wasted is a piece of their dream delayed. If you want to build yourself quietly and powerfully, you must learn the art of focus. Because where your attention goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, results grow. We live in a time where distractions have become a way of life. The phone buzzes every few seconds. Social media pulls your attention into other people's lives. And the world keeps shouting at you, here, look there, try this, be that. It's easy to lose yourself when you're constantly looking at what everyone else is doing. You stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You start doubting your progress because someone else looks ahead. But here's the truth, your journey is your own. You cannot focus on your own path if your eyes are always wandering. You can't reach your destination if you keep stopping to look around. You have to decide that your dream matters more than your distractions. Focus requires discipline. It means waking up every day and choosing to give your best even when nobody is watching. It means setting priorities and sticking to them. You can't do everything, and you don't need to. You just need to do what moves you closer to your purpose. Steve Harvey often says that your gift will make room for you, but that gift can't shine if you're too distracted to use it. Every hour you waste scrolling, complaining, or worrying is an hour you could have used building, learning, or improving. You don't have to be busy, you have to be effective. And effectiveness comes from focus. Sometimes distractions come in the form of people. There are those who love you but don't understand your vision. There are those who want your time but don't add value to your journey. You have to be strong enough to say, I can't hang out today. I'm working on my future. That's not arrogance, that's self-respect. You can't take everyone with you, and that's okay. Growth requires isolation sometimes. The people meant for you will understand your focus. The ones who don't were never aligned with your purpose in the first place. Focus also means protecting your peace. When your mind is cluttered, you can't think clearly. You need moments of stillness to plan, to reflect, to visualize where you're going. Success is not just about hard work, it's about clear direction. A focused person can accomplish more in 1 year than a distracted person can in 10. You have to guard your time like treasure because that's exactly what it is. Time lost is never found again. Don't waste it chasing approval, gossip, or temporary pleasures. There will be times when you'll be tempted to give up or drift away from your goals. That's when focus matters the most. Remind yourself why you started. Think about the person you're becoming. Think about the future waiting for you if you stay the course. Every small step forward, no matter how quiet, counts. The progress you make in silence will one day speak volumes. So remove the distractions, every habit, thought, or person pulling you away from your dream. Keep your eyes on your path, your mind on your mission, and your heart on your purpose. Focus doesn't mean life gets easier. It means you get stronger. And when you master focus, the world can't stop you because a focused mind is the most powerful tool for creating success. Surround yourself with people who inspire your peace, not your noise. The people around you shape your mindset, your energy, and even your future. Whether you realize it or not, the company you keep can either lift you higher or pull you down. You become like the people you spend most of your time with. Their habits, their attitudes, their energy, it all rubs off on you. That's why you have to be intentional about who you allow into your space. Your environment matters more than you think. You can't expect to grow if you're surrounded by negativity, drama, and doubt. You can't expect peace if the people around you thrive on chaos. The wrong crowd will silence your spirit, but the right crowd will help your soul speak. When you surround yourself with people who inspire peace, You'll notice something beautiful. You start feeling lighter. There's no pressure to pretend, no need to compete, no fear of judgment. Peaceful people don't drain you, they fill you. They motivate you to stay calm in the storm and to keep going even when things get tough. They celebrate your wins and they encourage your growth. They're not jealous of your progress, they're inspired by it. They don't gossip about others. They speak life, faith, and hope. These are the people who remind you that it's okay to grow quietly, to work privately, and to live authentically. The problem is that many people stay stuck because they're afraid to let go of toxic relationships. They hold on to people who make them feel small, who belittle their dreams, or who constantly bring negativity into their space. But you can't grow in an environment that drains your spirit. You can't build peace while surrounded by chaos. Sometimes you have to love people from a distance. You can care about someone deeply, but still know that they're not meant to walk this chapter of your life with you. You have to be strong enough to choose peace over company, purpose over popularity, and growth over comfort. Steve Harvey once said, "If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room." That's because growth happens when you surround yourself with people who challenge you, who make you think differently, who inspire you to aim higher. But let that challenge come from a place of peace, not competition. The right people will push you to your best without trying to outshine you. They'll remind you of worth when you forget it. They'll help you refocus when life gets distracting. They'll give you advice out of love, not envy. These are the people who build with you in silence and celebrate with you in light. Peaceful people don't just talk about success. They live it in their energy. They understand that life is not a race, and they're not threatened by your progress. When you're around them, you feel safe to dream bigger. You start thinking more positively. You become calmer, more confident, and more connected to your purpose. The conversations shift from gossip to goals, from problems to plans, from fear to faith. That's how powerful your circle can be. It can change the way you see yourself and the way you see the world. You need people who remind you to keep your standards high. People who don't let you settle for less than what you deserve. You need friends who will tell you when you're wrong, but also remind you when you're right. You need people who won't let you quit when you're tired, who pray with you, work with you, and push you towards greatness. When you have that kind of circle, you don't have to announce your progress to the world because your energy will speak for itself. But peace isn't just about who's around you. It's also about who's not. You must learn to walk away from energy that doesn't align with your purpose. Not everyone deserves access to you. Some people only show up to drain your light, to plant seeds of doubt, or to distract you from your path. You can't fight every battle, and you don't need to explain your peace to anyone. Distance doesn't mean hate, it means self-respect. You owe it to yourself to protect your peace like it's your most valuable possession, because it is. Without peace, there's no progress. Without peace, your purpose gets blurry. When you start choosing peace, you'll notice that your circle gets smaller, but it also gets stronger. You won't have a crowd, but you'll have a tribe. You won't have noise, but you'll have harmony. And in that harmony, you'll find focus, creativity, and happiness. The people you choose to walk with can either calm your storm or create one. So choose wisely. You deserve to be around people who remind you that you're capable, who see your potential even when you doubt yourself, who make you want to be better without forcing you to change who you are. These are the people who will help you grow quietly and powerfully. They won't need to see the spotlight to know your worth. They'll see it in your effort, your consistency, and your heart. At the end of the day, your peace is your greatest wealth. Guard it, nurture it, and protect it from anything or anyone that threatens it. The more peaceful your circle becomes, the more unstoppable you become. Because when you surround yourself with peace, you start to live in it, move in it, and build from it, and that's when your greatness truly begins to shine. Learn to let your success make the noise, not your words. In a world that rewards showing off, boasting, and constant validation, there's something powerful about moving in silence. True success doesn't need a microphone. It speaks for itself through results, consistency, and authenticity. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most successful one. The real winners don't need to announce every move they make. They let their achievements, their discipline, and their growth tell the story. When you focus on proving yourself to others, you waste energy that should be used to build your dream. But when you focus on your craft and your progress, success will eventually speak so loudly that no words will be necessary. There's something special about quiet success. It carries mystery, dignity, and power. When people can't predict your next move, they can't stop it. When you work behind the scenes, you give yourself the freedom to make mistakes, to learn, and to improve without the pressure of an audience. Most people want to be seen building. Few want to actually build. But what you do in private determines what the world will one day see in public. You can spend your time talking about your goals, or you can spend your time achieving them. One earns applause, the other earns respect. Steve Harvey often says, "Don't trip when God is working on your behalf." What that means is that you don't have to broadcast your blessings. Just keep doing your part and trust that the results will show when the time is right. When you let your success speak, it has more power than words ever could. People might doubt your dreams, laugh at your ideas, or underestimate your ability. That's fine. You don't need to argue or explain yourself. Let them talk while you work. Let them question while you focus. Silence can be your greatest advantage because it keeps people guessing. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your journey, your timing, or your progress. The energy you use trying to convince others could be spent building something that will convince them on its own. Results silence critics better than any argument ever could. The truth is, those who talk less often achieve more. The quiet worker stays humble, consistent, and focused while the loud ones chase attention. Talking about what you're going to do gives you a false sense of accomplishment. It tricks your mind into feeling like you've already done it. But when you stay quiet, that hunger stays alive. That fire keeps burning. You wake up every day with something to prove to yourself, not to the world. And that's where true success is born, in the quiet grind, in the unseen hours, in the sacrifices that nobody claps for. Letting your success make the noise doesn't mean you hide your achievements. It means you let them come naturally. When you shine, you don't have to say a word. The glow speaks for you. When you walk in excellence, people will notice. When you deliver results, people will respect you. You don't have to chase validation because real success attracts it on its own. The people who matter will see your work, and the ones who don't were never meant to. Keep your head down, keep moving forward, and let time do the talking. There's also peace in quiet success. When you stop announcing your every move, you stop inviting unnecessary opinions, pressure, and expectations. You stop giving people the chance to project their fears onto your goals. You protect your energy. You work freely without fear of judgment or interference. That's when your creativity grows, your confidence strengthens, and your vision becomes clearer. Not everyone deserves to know your process. Some only deserve to see the results. Remember, success is not about being seen. It's about being significant. It's not about impressing others. It's about impacting lives. You can't inspire people by talking about what you'll do. You inspire them by showing what you've done. The world doesn't remember promises. It remembers performances. When you let your results do the talking, your words carry more weight when you finally speak. People listen to those who've proven themselves through action. You also have to understand that quiet success takes patience. You won't see results overnight. There will be moments when you wonder if your silence is worth it, when it feels like no one notices your effort. But that's when you have to remember that roots grow underground. Before a tree breaks through the soil, the work you're doing in the dark is preparing you for your season in the light. Don't rush the process. When it's time, your success will announce itself so powerfully that it won't need an introduction. So stop telling the world what you're building. Stop trying to prove your worth through words. Prove it through work. Prove it through progress. Prove it through the life you live. Every late night, every sacrifice, every quiet moment of effort adds up to something beautiful that no one can take from you. Your silence today will become your applause tomorrow. The people who doubted you will be the same ones asking how you did it. And you won't have to say a thing. Your success will do all the talking. There's a time to speak and a time to work. Now's the time to work. Stay silent, stay focused, stay grounded. Because when you truly let your success make the noise, that sound will echo louder than any words ever could. Stay consistent and humble. Time will reveal your greatness. The truth is, success doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from thousands of small steps taken consistently over time. Every single day you wake up and put in effort, even when you don't feel like it, you're building something powerful. Consistency is what separates dreamers from achievers. Everybody wants success, but not everyone is willing to stay disciplined long enough to earn it. It's easy to start, but it's hard to keep going when the excitement fades and the results don't show up right away. That's why you have to fall in love with the process, not just the reward. You have to trust that every seed you plant, every action you take, and every lesson you learn will eventually bloom, because time never fails to reveal the work you've been doing in silence. Consistency is about showing up, even when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when no one believes in you. You show up. You don't stop because it's hard. You keep going because it's worth it. Steve Harvey says, faith without works is dead. That means you can't just pray for success. You have to work for it daily. You can't do something once and expect results. You have to repeat the grind over and over until it becomes second nature. Success is not built in a day, but it is built day by day. Every small effort compounds. Every time you refuse to quit, you strengthen your character. The most powerful people in the world didn't get there because they were lucky they got there. Because they were consistent when others gave up. But consistency alone isn't enough. You also need humility. Humility keeps you grounded while consistency pushes you forward. When you're humble, you remember that no matter how much you've achieved, there's always room to grow. You understand that you're not better than anyone else. You're just focused on becoming better than you were yesterday. Humility keeps your spirit pure. It helps you stay teachable, open to learning from others, and grateful for every opportunity. Because pride can make you forget where you came from, but humility reminds you to keep your feet on the ground while your dreams reach for the sky. When you're humble, you attract people who respect you for who you are, not just what you have. You earn respect instead of demanding it. You inspire others not by showing off, but by showing up. Humility allows you to enjoy your journey without the need to compare it to anyone else's. You realize that everyone has their own pace, their own battles, their own time. What's meant for you will come at the right moment, and you don't have to rush or force it. Time is your ally, not your enemy. When you stay consistent and humble, life has a way of rewarding you in ways you never imagined. There will be seasons when it feels like nothing is happening. You'll work hard and see no results. You'll give your best and still feel unnoticed. That's when humility and consistency are tested the most. But remember, the seed doesn't grow the day it's planted. It grows when it's ready. Your time is coming. Keep watering your dreams. Keep nurturing your vision. Keep showing up even when it's quiet. Because when the time is right, your breakthrough will come. And it will come so powerfully that everyone will see what your patience built. Consistency teaches you discipline. Humility teaches you grace. Together, they build character. They make sure that when your time comes, you're ready for it. Not just in skill, but in spirit. You can't rush greatness. Some people burn out fast because they chase quick success instead of steady growth. But slow progress is still progress. The people who succeed quietly are the ones who kept their heads down, stayed faithful, and trusted the process. The world might overlook you now, but time won't. Time always exposes truth. It reveals the real workers, the real believers, the real fighters. Staying consistent and humble also protects you from arrogance when success finally arrives. Because success can be dangerous if your character isn't strong enough to handle it. The higher you go, the more grounded you need to be. Never forget the days when you prayed for what you have now. Never stop being grateful. Keep learning, keep serving, and keep giving your best. When you remain humble, life will keep blessing you because you show you can handle the blessings with grace. And remember, there's power in persistence. Every time you keep going despite the obstacles, you build momentum. Every day you choose effort over excuses, you become unstoppable. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Even small steps matter when you're consistent. You might not see it yet, but everything you're doing is adding up. The results will come when the time is right, not when you demand them. So stay consistent, stay humble. Let time do its work. Because time has a funny way of showing who is truly serious. Time will expose the pretenders and highlight the doers. Time will reveal your greatness, not because you shouted for it, but because you earned it. Keep your faith strong, your ego low, and your grind steady. And one day, when the world sees what you built, they'll call it success. But you'll know it was simply the result of consistency, humility, and patience working quietly together.